Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thank you to IIIT for this opportunity. Good morning. Assalamualaikum everyone. I think all of you have been in a very engaging lecture just now by Dr. Pam. I proceed with our discussions today on strategic communications. So when I was first given the topic on strategic communications, the topic is quite huge, and I was thinking on which angles or which angle I would like to discuss today with you, because we was assigned that in our sharing sessions, please include some Islamic perspective on the concept. So for today's lecture, I would like to share strategic communications perspective with integrating it with Syed Muhammad Naqib Al-Atas worldview. So along with these discussions, I think all of us, can see how beauty is this worldview, and then how it can be used in strategic communications per se. Alright, so how is this lecture going to be? Okay, I will start with introductions. In these introductions, before I begin to talk about strategic communications, I think it's very important also for me to talk a little bit or give some overview what is organizations, because I want to bring all of you to strategic communications. In order to understand strategic communications, I think it's better to understand what is organizations based on this Western perspective, and what is the idea of Islamic organization. Do we have these Islamic organizations, and how does this strategic communications or Islamic or integrations of strategic communications can be in this realm? Yep. And then, so with that, we will see how this integrating, how this lecture will be assigned or aligned to integrating Al-Atas worldview into strategic com. And then I will share some Western ethical framework that talks about ethical norms, in strategic communications, and then comparing with Al-Atas worldview. And then I will proceed with some real case scenario that maybe some of you also familiar with, and then we can learn from this. And lastly, the challenges if we would like to integrate this worldview or this principle in our organization. Is it workable? Is it possible? And then how to move forward if you would like to integrate it. All right. So let's begin with the introduction. So what is organizations? So there are many scholars have defined organizations. What is organizations? Fine. But for the sake of this lecture, I take one, by Shine in 1980s. So Edgar Shine defined organization as organization is the planned coordination of the activities of a number of people for the achievement of some common explicit purpose or goal through the vision of labor and functions through a hierarchy of authority and responsibility. Alright, so there's a few words here, the key words here. Planned coordinations activities. So organizations can function if, it's coordinates between one another, and it should be planned. It's involve a lot of people to achieve certain goals. Alright, and if we look into, that is Western organizations. What is organizations being defined by Western organization, by Western perspective. And then when we look into Islamic organizations, I tried to find, with my limited knowledge, I tried to find, is there any scholarly definitions of straight away, what is Islamic organizations, like what we can find how Western define organizations, but I can't somehow. However, what I can find based on my readings is um, some Islamic scholars or Islamic thinkers, what they put or how they define Islamic organization is by putting some attributes to it. Okay, as some attributes to Islamic organization. So based on several articles that I read, yeah, for example, by Nakib Al-Atas or by Hashim Kamali, one thing that I can synthesize, okay, with what we can understand of Islamic organization is a structured system that operate in accordance with principle of Islam. I think the previous lecture, Dr. Aini already mentions, I think Dr. Zaiti, while in her PR lectures, principle of Islam. When we talk about principle of Islam, it's rooted in the Quran and Sunnah. Fine. That is one criteria. So, operates in principle of Islam to achieve what? To achieve balance between material progress and spiritual fulfillment. If you see the organization in Western perspective, they don't define this. Okay, balance here, they did not mention what important in Western organizations definitions is to achieve the specific goals, the objective of the organization. But then, okay, it does not it does not elaborate further, okay, for the well-being of the individual, for example, in both dunya wal akhirah. No, there's no definitions of organizations like that. Definitions of organizations in Western perspective in that manner. So with this, okay, introductions, Western organization, how they define it, Islamic organization, how they define it, I would like to bring you to how to achieve, or is this Islamic organization can be achieved or not. With that, we go to the next slide, which is overview of strategic communications. How do I see, okay, this Islamic organization, or how does this strategic communications come in line? I believe the strategic communication is a vehicle, is a way to achieve it. Why do we see, or why do I see that strategic communication is a way to achieve that Islamic organization? For instance, okay, if we look into the definition of strategic communications given by several scholars, yeah, from Western definition, I give, for these lectures, I come up with 4. For example, Grunik. Grunik is a guru in PR. So according to Grunik, he says that strategic communication is the management of communication program designed to achieve specific organization goals. This is like what the definitions of organization just now. Okay, we need, okay, something to how to achieve the organization purpose. So through what? Through communications program, through certain messages that they align among in the organization to achieve it. For example, 1. Grunik. 2nd, Dennis Wilcox and Glenn Cameron. So how does Dennis Wilcox and Glenn T. Cameron define strategic com? This is that strategic com is a purposeful communication by an organization to fulfill mission, to create value, to achieve objective. So that is the purpose. The communication will help the organization to fulfill its missions, to create certain values, and to achieve its objective. Another definition, okay, just to share with you from another scholar, Karen Wall Johansson, okay, he says that strategic communication is interdisciplinary approach that integrates, okay, media, technology, organizational goals, okay, especially nowadays, okay, where social media is in trend, okay, every organization use it. So communications nowadays does not does not operates like before, only pen and paper, only hard, um, yeah, only I mean like paper, okay, online. Now we have online, okay, integrated. However, okay, even though you use this integrated medium, it's a very important to consider, okay, the ethical aspect, the cultural perspective or cultural aspect, and also the technology environments of the situations, either it suits or not, either it can achieve the objective or the purpose that your organizations would seek for. And last but not least, a definition by Cornelissen. He defines strategic communication as a process to align organization goals to create sustained, favorable relationship with various stakeholders. So basically, he says that communication is a very important for engagement between people who are working in that organization, between the stakeholders. All right. So with this definition, Western perspective, I would like to bring you into communication in Islamic perspective. So looking at communication in Islamic perspective, it's the same like Western perspective also. Our communication in Islamic perspective, we have certain purpose. Purpose, we have ethical dimension that we have to look into, and we also have stakeholders, the persons or the person or individuals or individuals that will affect which the communication goes by. Yeah. And okay, hold on here. Therefore, with that, okay, understanding, I think I can sum up strategic communication, how we want to integrate the strategic communication from Western and Islamic perspective is a purposeful ethical management of communication process, which integrate technology and stakeholder engagement, which is guided by clear objective, integrations of media and culture sensitivity and ethical and spiritual values. So the ethical and spiritual values here is the Islamic perspective that need to be integrated in order for us to have this Islamic strategic communications in organization. So looking at these definitions, and based on my readings, I think the idea of Syed Naqib Al-Atas. So who is Syed Naqib Al-Atas? Syed Naqib Al-Atas, I think most of you know, okay, he is a very famous scholar, okay, he wrote a lot of books, articles, okay, that talk about how Islamic worldview can be integrated with Western's point of view, with the process of isolations and also integrations and all that. So when I read about his idea, I think his idea, okay, it can be suits very much, okay, with what strategic communication is. Why? Number one, when Syed Al-Atas discussed about 4 concepts, which is fitrah, adab, hikmah and Islamization. I will go one by one. When he discussed about the concept of fitrah, he says that all of us, all of mankind, we are born to recognize truth and goodness. Every one of us by fitrah, we want to do good. Yeah, we want to be a good person. So in these relations, how does fitrah here can be aligned with strategic communication? SC is strategic communication applications. Yeah. So for example, as a human being, we have the intentions to be good, to give a good message towards other people. Right. So in strategic communication applications, here communicators, practitioners can design the message that appeal to deeper human sense of right and wrong to foster positive behavior or ethical decision making. I will bring some examples of this in my case study, but then right now let's just go the definitions and how we see the strategic com applications. Yeah. Another point that worldview from Al-Atas, he talks about adab, manner. All right. So in adab or manner, in his writing, he always emphasizes on in whatever we do, okay, we have to reflect a good manner. We have to be humble. We have to respect others. Okay, like what been shared by Pam just now. Also, if you have adab, if you have manner, if someone come with a very traumatic experience, I think you will be in a very gentle way helping the person, okay, not give back judgment, okay, the way you communicate with it. So here, if you're putting in strategic communication applications, yeah, as a PR practitioners or as a journalist or as a lecturer, in fact, okay, whatever message that we want to deliver, it's very important for us to deliver with respect, with humility, okay, the tone that we use, because all that will portray our manner, we portray, are we a person with an adab or not? Yeah, because that's very distinguished. Okay, either that particular person have, I would say, how he handles, okay, certain situations also. All right. Character view number 3 by Al-Atas is hikmah. How does hikmah can be integrated or integrate with strategic communications? Hikmah can be defined as ability to discern truth and act in a balanced, just, and ethical way guided by deep knowledge and understanding. So, hikmah here is wisdom, right? So, in order for you to have wisdom, or you and me to have wisdom, okay, sometimes, okay, our experience, our knowledge, our understanding of certain issues, of certain situations can guide us. And with that hikmah, with that wisdom, with that deep knowledge or understanding that we have, I also believe it's relate with how the manner just now you want to convey certain messages also. Because certain messages, certain informations that you want to share, you want to give to other person, your wisdom with it, your knowledge, your input with it, okay, is a very important for you to hold, so that you will not lie, maybe, or you will now, okay, there's a lot of things, people misuse of data, for example, misinformations of things. So with deep knowledge, with hikmah, with wisdom, most probably, all right, or hope so, this will not be done. Yeah. And next is Islamizations of knowledge. How is this Islamization of knowledge can be integrated with strategic communication? So Islamization of knowledge involves in framing all form of knowledge within Islamic ethical or spiritual context, and then we frame, okay, for example, like here, all right, we take Al-Atas worldview and then we take what we understand of strategic communication in Western perspective, or in ethics in Western perspective. We link it together, and then we'll try to find the best way of doing it. Okay, Islamizations of things here. So in strategic communication application, communication should be grounded in ethical framework that align with Islamic values. Therefore, the messages sent not only to inform but also guide individuals towards better ethical choices, promote justice and societal well-being. Because you remember just now when I mentioned that what is Islamic organization is all about. We want to have our purpose of life not only in this dunya but also for akhirah. So we need to be responsible of whatever that we do. In this regards, I talk about we as a communication practitioners, whatever that we do, the information that we share, make sure we share something that is very true, something that is beneficial, not a fake information, all this. Because whatever that we do, it will be bring towards, okay, at the end of our life later, okay, it been cumulative. All right, so now I proceed with the next slide, which is, okay, this is an examples. All right, the examples of how, okay, you can see integrating of Al-Atas worldviews into strategic communication perspective. Fitrah, for example. In Malaysia, all right, because I know some of you is outside Malaysia. In Malaysia, we have a campaign. The campaign called Kita Jaga Kita campaign. Okay, Kita Jaga Kita campaign. This campaign is about a public health campaign promoting kindness and social responsibility during crisis. So why do I take this Kita Jaga Kita campaign as an example of how strategic communications applied here, fitrah being applied in strategic communications. For example, in fitrah, like I mentioned just now, all of us want to do good things. Yeah. So you can see in Kita Jaga Kita campaign, there's a lot of people work together to promote it. For example, during this, right now in Malaysia, we are having a flood situations, all right? Flood situations in Kelantan, in Utara, in Kedah. Yeah, so we can see, okay, many people by nature, they want to do good things, okay, even though, okay, flood situations can be dangerous, okay, but then they willing to go to the field and help others, because by fitrah we want to do good. All right, and then adab. Okay, I bring another example. Khairul Amin respond to oily food issues. Alright, maybe those people who are not from Malaysia, you are not familiar. Who is Khairul Amin? So Khairul Amin is a content creator or influencer as well as entrepreneur. So this Khairul Amin, he usually share how his recipe online, okay, how does he cooks, and then why it become an issue here that day, okay, become an issue. He cooked, and then in that video, he used a lot of oil, all right? A lot of oil. And then there's another medical doctor, okay? There's another medical doctor give comment to Khairul Amin in social media, saying that Malaysia is known as a country that have a lot of obesity, and you are influencer, you showing cook with putting a lot of oil, it's bring bad influence to others. And what interesting here, how with very manner, okay, in a very manner way, Khairul Amin responds to the criticism for him or on him on that video. He respond in a very calmness, okay, he addressed the feedback, he give reasons. Yes, he acknowledge, okay, that putting oil, okay, a lot, okay, is can leads to a lot of unhealthy situations. But he said, okay, what he trying to show is that is, if you don't want to cook at home, okay, you cook, you go and eat outside, okay, that is what you get it. So somehow, okay, he educate the people. If you want to have healthy living, it's better for you to cook at home so that you can control everything. But on the side, okay, what's beauty in that response is his manner. His manner is not react, okay, to the situation, even though there's a lot of comment come in. And his approach, okay, many I think some newspaper also take the issues and say that how he responds to it is a very good PR. Yeah, one examples of adab. Another one, all right, hikmah. Example of how Al-Atas worldview, okay, can be integrated into strategic communication. For example, okay, UNICEF Malaysia. UNICEF Malaysia have a campaign on Love Yourself campaign. What is Love Yourself campaign? It's a public campaign on mental health awareness. So here, I think this is very much related to what lecture you share just now from Pam. Yeah, Love Yourself campaign. Because sometimes, okay, like what been shared just now, all of us is dealing with certain issues, certain problems. All right, your problem might be small to me, and my problem, okay, your problem might look small, okay, and when I share to you my problem, okay, to you my problem might be small also. So, but like Dr. Pam shared just now, we cannot belittle, or we cannot look at that way. So in this regard, okay, that's why in communications, it's very important for you to promote empathy. It's very important to put understanding and how you want to integrate it. For example, bil hikmah via what? Via your listening, via your speaking, via your responding to it. All right, because it's very important also for us to understand people would like to seek help. But if you are not giving your help bil hikmah, via a very good adab, people will not come. Alright, people will not share, okay, even what problem that they have. So next, Islamization of knowledge. Okay, Islamization of knowledge. I would like to bring one example here on climate action starts at home. It's a campaign done by IKEA recently, I think, or a few years back. So the campaign aims for individual to take responsibility for their carbon footprint and adopt more sustainable habit in their daily life. So, all right. So you see, IKEA is a company from Sweden, right? Okay. So here, it shows that when you want to focus on, for example, environmental sustainability, we can instill or we can integrate it with the Islamic concept also, like we need to take care of the earth because this is our mother nature, and then it will, it can link together with the concept, with the idea. If we can, it's a beautiful campaign that IKEA do, but then I say it can also be integrated with Islamic point of view here. Next, I would like to share on Al-Atas. Other than these 4 principles of fitrah, hikmah, Islamization of knowledge and adab, he also shared 6 key elements in shaping life. If I would like to flashback just now, I do see, okay, how organizations work. Yeah, if organizations, okay, if we want to put organization inside, and then there's an umbrella. So I see these 6 key elements, okay, can be an umbrella for that strategic communication or Islamic organizations that you want to achieve. And then that strategic communications can be the vehicles. Why do I say that these 6 key elements that Al-Atas have can be the umbrella, okay? For that, because the 6 key elements here, okay, comprise of religion, humanity, insan, knowledge, ilm and ma'rifah. We will talk about this later. Wisdom again, justice, right action, which is amal. So let's see, yeah, what does religion mean here? So religions, okay, serve as the guiding framework, okay, for all aspect of life, okay, especially us as a Muslim, including communication. So, from us, okay, as a Muslim, our religion, our guiding principles, Quran and Sunnah, okay, and then if we want to take it and then put it in a strategic communication application. So here, okay, I think Dr. Aini did discuss this a lot in her lecture on Islamic communications. Messages should align with religious teaching, truthful, encourage behavior that reflect ethical values to promote well-being. I think Dr. Aini shares a lot of ayat Quran the other day. So in this lecture, I will not comply any ayat Quran lah with it. Okay. I will share with some case study that you can see how this Al-Atas view beautifully can be applied. Okay, later in case studies slide. Next, okay, humanity or insan. What is humanity or insan according to Al-Atas? He see that insan is or humanity here is emphasizing the importance of recognizing the dignity of every individual. Means here, what important? Every human being, okay, every human being is important. Every one of us have every one of us is special, all right? What difference between one people and another person is taqwa. That's it. Other than that, we are just a normal human being. All right? So here, okay, how does strategic communications applications can be applied here? First, communicators should ensure that their messages respect the dignity of all individuals. That's why, okay, it's very important. For example, we should avoid, okay, I give example of constructive criticism. Constructive criticism can be given, but then, okay, it should be a constructive one. When you want to give a constructive criticism, okay, it should come or you should mention what is the issue, not personal attack. For example, personal attack the person. Okay, you might you might tarnish the dignity or the maruah, the face value of that particular person. For example, yeah. So here, okay, it's very important for us to include empathy and understanding in it. Next, there are 6, right? Number 3. Number 3 is knowledge. Knowledge here, okay, when Al-Atas says about knowledge, okay, he defined knowledge in 2 areas here. One, another one is ma'rifah. Here, ilmu. So, according to Al-Atas, okay, this ilmu, that the ilm here is like what we gain today, like what we share today. Okay, hopefully by end of the day you get something information about strategic communication. Just now I also gain something about breathing technique, for example. That is some knowledge that we acquire by our own effort, by listening to lectures, by reading books, by attending classes, right? And then there's another level, the higher level of knowledge. The higher level of knowledge is called ma'rifah. So what is ma'rifah? So ma'rifah here, okay, is spiritual knowledge given by God, which help people to understand themselves, their soul, their relationship with God. And in order sometimes, okay, for you and me to achieve this ma'rifah is a very important also. How, not very important, okay, sorry. How we want to achieve this, okay, we need to achieve this in order to achieve this, it requires faith, our iman, okay? It requires practice. It requires sincerity, okay? Because it's not easy. It's not like the knowledge just now, the ilmu just now that you can gain, okay, from readings or whatnot. This is a deeper level, right? And then it grows with spiritual dedication and act of worship. You want to do good. You want, because you believe everything will be recorded, okay? The right and left, malaikat here record all you do. So you have a very high you have how would I say, you want to do things, okay, most perfect, okay, to make sure that everything can be rewarded. So in strategic communication applications here, communication strategies should be based on knowledge that is truthful and informed with wisdom, because we know everything will be will check and balance here is not in your particular organization, but we also have the check and balance later in hereafter. All right, so the dissemination of knowledge should serve the purpose of educating and enlightening audience. All right, it's not only share the knowledge, but hopefully, okay, it can benefits them and they could maybe apply it and whatnot. Okay, next, wisdom. Okay, another aspect, wisdom. Hikmah. So I think, okay, I did mention hikmah just now. So here, okay, what I would like to add on, okay, wisdom here sometimes involve, okay, in your decision making, whereby your decision making, we have to acknowledge here whatever that we do might have either short-term effects, long-term effects. Therefore, before you make a decisions, okay, you have to look into every angle. Will your decisions affect another human being? Is this decisions that you make, okay, will settle the maslahah of the ummah or the maslahah of the particular people that affect with it, okay, and whatnot. So in terms of strategic application, communicators should craft messages that encourage wise decision making, helping individuals to think beyond immediate gratification. This is what I say just now. Whatever decisions that you make, if you make with wisdom, okay, you will not think, okay, just in short term. Okay lah, boleh lah. Alright, but then you have to think, okay, that this, what going to happen in 1 month time, 3 month times, 1 year time, okay? Alright, and then the ethical outcome of it. Next, integrating Al-Atas worldviews into a strategic communication in terms of justice, adil. So adil is a very fundamental principle also in Islamic ethics, which require fairness, equality in actions. I think the concept of justice, okay, if we read Western perspective, touch also about this concept, okay, concept of justice, truthfulness, fairness. All right. So in strategic communication applications, for example, campaign must advocate for justice by promoting fairness, okay, addressing inequalities, so that right for all human being, okay, is respected. Not one person is better than the others. Like I said just now, every one of us is the same. What difference between me and you is our level of taqwa. Alright. So next, okay, right action, amal. So here, this is the last view of Al-Atas, okay. Amal here, right action, refers to sound knowledge and wisdom that leads to good outcome for the individual or society. So in strategic communications application, for example, communication effort should encourage individuals to engage in actions that contribute to common good, aligning aids with the values, okay, that be compassion, okay, and wisdom. Alright. Before I proceed to some case study, looks, okay, because just now I said, okay, like Western ethical framework, they also talk about justice, for example. At the end of this slide, I would like to share with you comparison between Western ethical framework and Islamic point of view. What is the where is the gap, or where is the gap, and where we can come in, all right, to this. I bring 3 examples in communication per se. Okay, Johansson standards. Okay, usually used. Is well known. Bowen framework and also Terrace test. Okay, for example, Johansson standards. Okay, talks about ethical communication, which is grounded on the basis of honesty, fairness, okay, respect for others, autonomy. This is what, like I mentioned just now, the ideal, okay, and his approach is rooted from moral philosophy. So you might ask me, okay, so it is the same, yeah, all right, but what's different between these 3 and Islamic perspective? We will see after this. And for example, okay, Bowen frameworks. So Bowen frameworks discusses on utilitarian approach. Ethical decisions are judged based on the outcome they produce. So in Bowen framework, for example, it focuses actions are deemed ethical if the result give greater good, okay, for greatest number of people. The duty focus. For example, if that decisions, okay, benefits that particular humanity, that particular group of people, all right, let's do it. Let's do it because the people can benefit it. Even though, okay, maybe, all right, that decision, so for example, is not, if you look in a long term, for example, it might not, or is not that good. But to Bowen, okay, at that particular time, okay, this is the best one. Okay, let's do it. For instance, yeah. Another Western ethical framework that I would like to share, Terrace test. Terrace test. What is Terrace test? Terrace is an acronym actually. T stands for truth, A authenticity, R respect, E equity, and S is social responsibility. So, all right, I miss here. So usually this Terrace test usually used in advertising sometimes, yeah. So it widely used, okay, checklist crafting for ethical advertisement or messages, ensuring they don't exploit or mislead. For example, okay, in advertisement, does the advertisement, okay, talk truth about the product? Is it authentic? Is it mislead people? All right. So these 3 Western ethical framework that I share, okay, if you see it has certain foundations or certain principle that we discussed just now, like wisdom, okay, ideal. But let's look what's the difference between this Western ethical framework with Islamic ethical framework. Okay, the key values here. So I make tables here. So we look into 6 aspects: the core values, ethical standard, human nature, purpose of communications, ethical dilemma, and social responsibility. So you see, in Western ethical communication, for example, okay, they promote, okay, to talk or to communicate truth, transparency, accountability, integrity. And in Islamic perspective, okay, based on what we discussed earlier, we talk truth also, but we talk about the haq here, about truth based on Quran and Sunnah here. The justice, is that is what you do, does it bring justice to all human being? And what is the wisdom behind it? The hikmah, all right? Second, ethical standards. Code of ethics, transparency, accuracy, honesty. One example of code of ethics here that I share, like just now, the Terrace test, for example. But then, okay, if we compare it with Islamic perspective here, okay, it's a very important, okay, that ethical standards accompanied with adab, good manners, okay, with the ethical standard accompanied with our nature, want to do goods, in need of goodness, and then the hikmah also. Third, human nature. Okay, another key differences in terms of human nature. Usually, Western ethical conduct, okay, or perspective, link into rationality. What is rational? What either good or bad? Okay, black or white? Okay, truth or not? Alright, the autonomy of who is in the power, and then the self-interest of one particular person might also influence sometimes. Okay, so what's difference between or in Islamic perspective? The fitrah here. Okay, because we, okay, Muslim, alright, we would do whatever our action based on the guided divine principle. Okay, so we know that, okay, this need to be, this principle, okay, need to be followed. Next, purpose of communication. Achieving organization goals, influencing stakeholder. This is Western perspective. So, for example, purpose of communications in Western perspective, whatever that they do, they want to achieve certain organization goals. Maybe promote certain things. For example, increase ROI or something. Okay, that is the purpose of communication. Influencing the stakeholders of the new idea, perhaps. But then, okay, on Islamic perspective, we go beyond that. Okay, we want to achieve the organizational goals. We want to influence the stakeholder to our new idea, but we have to do it in a truthful manner. We have to do it promoting the justice of all. We need the things that we want to promote, or the goals, the objective, the purpose that we want to achieve should be benefits all people, the society or the persons or the community that might affect with the issue. Next, ethical dilemma. So ethical dilemma in Western perspective, balancing persuasion with ethical concern. Okay, for example, avoiding manipulations. So here, okay, from Islamic perspective, we need to align actions with divine will. Here with amal. Okay, with your actions. Okay, with your actions, with your behavior, and then we should try, or we should avoid, okay, deceptions of things lah, of what the issue that we handle. I will give examples later with the case study. Next, social responsibility, CSR. So many organizations, promote CSR, corporate social responsibility. But if we look into it, maybe, okay, some of it, they do corporate CSR for reputation management, to make sure that their company well known. Okay, it's a good way of doing things. But then, okay, if you look into Islamic perspective, it go beyond. It go beyond of sharing, okay, the reputation management that the company want to maintain, but the responsibility to the community, the insan share, the social welfare, the justice, the sharing with others. So it's go beyond the what we see now lah. Okay, there's beyond newspaper coverage. Okay, there's beyond of that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Finish time?
Have, yeah, the time already finished, but we have maybe we can answer some of the question, Doctor.
Okay.
The
all right.
Q&A time.
Okay, sure. Do you think the position? Oh, okay.
Yep. There is in the chat box, Anna. If the participant have a question, you can direct a question to Doctor. You can raise up your hand also. You can raise up your hand so that I can unmute for you.
It seems like no. All right.
If you don't have any question, that thank you very much, Doctor, for
Okay.
your
Assalamualaikum.
wonderful presentation today.
Okay.
Inshallah, the slide. Some of the participants they request the slide.
Okay.
Inshallah,
I
that
will.
will share from me. So I
Yeah.
will share with the group student.
Okay. Sure.
Inshallah.
All
Thank
right.
you very
Thank you.
much, Doctor.
Assalamualaikum.
Inshallah, hopefully.